Alexander. No, aspetta, cazzo, scusa. Ci siamo anticipati. Questo cazzo, non si cominciava a ridere, fantastico. Vabbè, ma può essere però come introduzione, eh? Bellissima, fantastica, io la salverei se fossi te. It's up to you, ma però lo farei. Ok, serious now. Go ahead.
Vincenzo Lo Sasso.
Alexander Spögler.
Cheers, my friend.
Cheers, my friend.
Pleasure to have you here.
And I'm very happy, really, really very happy to be here. And I would like to thank you for the invitation in this wonderful place.
My pleasure. So, Vincenzo, let's go back 5 years from now. In Milan, I went to an exhibition of yours with a friend of mine, and we met there, and we had some talks, and we discussed your art that you had on display. A couple weeks later, it was interesting because I ended up at your house. You invited me over, and we sat down at your dinner table in your house, and you brought out a bottle of wine, and you brought out a cheese platter, and we talked, I think, 2 or 3 hours, if not more. And we should actually call this episode 0, because it's important, because when we had this talk, during this talk, I actually thought about the idea of doing this, what we're doing right here. So for me, this meeting that we had at your house and the setup is a little bit what we're doing here with all of the artists also. So it was a very important day, and that's why this should be episode 0. This is the start. Basically.
I must thank you.
Yeah.
And I'm very proud because as you know, I'm always open to young men, and as you are, but young men with visions, which means that not always people does things that they think about.
Right.
So what was a surprise, but also surprise, was that in a few time and you developed your idea in a great way and in a fantastic place. And I know very well your attention about art, which becomes from your interior, soul and brain. And I'm very, very happy about that, because young people has not that. I mean, not all the young people has so much interest about art or anything that any person can do, which has a sense. And so I must thank you, because as you know, I have a son, 20 years old, and when I was talking to you that time, was just almost saying something to my son, and I really appreciate about your decision, and I'm sure that you will grow up in a great way, and as I can, anything I can do to develop with you, because I feel very young too. And I hope that will be a very good collaboration. But I hope, but I'm sure that you are going to do something very, very important in the rest of your life. And so, what can I say? Thanks, Alexander. You are one of the few people that I knew in the last 10 years, which is able to do things and not only chat about that. So, grazie.
Thank you.
Un piacere.
Beautiful. Nice words. Thank you very much. I want to talk about you now. I want you to. You had a very interesting and wild life process, career, right? And this career of yours, I think it's it's to me it has to do a lot with the way that you are, also your development as a professionally. You know, this is the feeling that I got. So you're kind of like a 360 degrees artist. This is what I would call you.
Thank you.
For me, you know, so it's not limited to a certain kind of art that you create, or a certain kind of technique that you develop and you use, but you started as a photographer.
Not really. I was starting since I was like 12 years, 13 years ago, old with the painting, and then
you switched to photography.
Exactly,
Okay.
exactly.
So, but I mean professionally.
Oh yes, yeah, of course.
That was your first.
Of course, we can say that.
So you tell us a little bit about your career when you started with photography.
I must say that I have been very lucky man. When I told to my son, I said, I hope that you're really lucky as I did in my life, because I was in the right place, choose by myself, of course, but I was in the right place with the right time and with the right people.
Right.
I had the fortune to go in a factory, Andy Warhol factory. I was assisting William Garrett, which was one of the photographers that used to work with him. And so I got a chance to know a lot of artists. Every single person was like 20, 22, very young, and nobody knew at that time what they supposed to do in life. So it was very, very, very interesting. And I'm very lucky about that, because I think that every 20, 30 years, something like that can happen, okay? So we go from a point zero, as you told me before, and then we can just grow up. And in this case, in this period, I think that all of us, we can get a very good chance to grow, all of us, because I passed through that, so I know that story can be. I mean, sometimes you can have the same story. So the only thing that at the young people, I say curiosity, okay, a lot of work, because it's important.
Dedication.
So yeah, dedication and work, physically work, because you must wake up early in the morning. You can go at 4 o'clock in the morning, I mean, going to sleep, but at 6, 7, you have to
Gotta be up.
Okay? So I think that's important. I mean, you're not to be a preacher or something like that, but dedicate. And anything can help you, and then you can feel really in the deepness, inside, very inside. Try to follow what you feel really. Doesn't matter if in a certain period is that kind of art which goes or not. Doesn't make any sense, okay? Because it's too commercial. But you can be commercial even doing nice and great things, and dedicate and a lot of work, which is the big difference today. Okay, we have a lot of help with all the instrument, all the technology, and blah blah blah, which is a very good stuff. Can help you in a certain way, but if we lost our reason and our personal reason to go in, I think that we lose something. And sometimes I must say that I see, how can I say, I don't want to be too strong, fake stuff,
Yeah.
which to me, I mean, disturb me, because people still is intelligent. They have to be just curious and grow up and dedicate themselves to something which they really love. This is the only thing that I can say. But you know exactly what I'm meaning, because in your way you work a lot, you do a lot of things, even if you are a very young man still. No, young, come on. And so what I can say, nothing else. Just be honest, don't make fake things, and try to have a point of view which is personal point of view, not copy and
pace.
Is that what we said before? And but I'm very happy. I must say that I'm very happy because, as you know, we had meeting with a lot of people, a lot of chat, a lot, and nothing was happening. And if something really is happening today, I must say thank to you another time, because if there is no interesting about people which loves or not art, we cannot exist. So I wonder that in this world will be more people as you as other people that I know, but you must try to be more and more, and just try to teach to your friend, to get the habitude to feel all this stuff. And thank you again.
How were there any specific people during your process that inspired you?
Everybody I met in a nice or worse way, but I think this is life. Another question is that we are losing a correct way of life. Okay, sometimes I see people which use the normal chat, and anything today. But I must say that we should go back a little bit and try to meet people, to watch them in their eyes, to try to understand what they're feeling, and to compare what we have inside. This is the only way to grow. All of us. I don't want to say something like psychological. It's more easy than we think, because if young people met themselves and they try to understand that life can be more simple, okay, not so complicated. So be simple means that you can live in another dimension probably, and of course not all the people has the same quality maybe, or the way to do something different, but it's not necessary. I must say that I found out that all people that I met in my life, normal people, I got something from them, and every single person has something to try
absorb that.
Of course, and so then what I can say, okay, Andy Warhol, when I saw him, I understood that he was a particular person, has all other people, some artist or actor or actress, but it's not that. I think that the very important for me was the contact with the normal people. But today is still the same. I know a lot of people that they don't even know what I do in life. So let's make any difference, okay? So if you save that part, which is very simple part, okay, you probably can live your life in I don't want to say in a good way, but not so bad.
Yeah, but maybe I think for a lot of artists, you had a great deal of success, and therefore also financially things worked out for you. But what if I look at a lot of artists also that they have a lot of talent, but they didn't have the success yet. So what advice would you give them? Because it's difficult for a lot of artists that they can't live off their.
Yeah, right. This is the biggest problem today.
Yeah.
I met a lot of young person which they are really talented.
Yeah.
And I think that this is like Sabimobile, it's a little bit dangerous, but I don't care. I think that people which has my age and between the 50 and 70 years old, they probably don't remember or they are not enough interesting education. And I want to say they own their own chair, which is not has no sense, because you have to try to not teach but make a transmission of the dates and your experience. And I would love that all the people between 20 and 30 years old will grow up and has the same option. And but this is the story that we live today. And I think that probably what they could do is go together and try to help themselves with helping, and go as a wall against this kind of worst attitude that most of the people has against young people. So for me, young means the future. Okay. So without future, we don't have a story. We had the story, we still live, but without the young people which grow in the right way, we will not have a future.
Absolutely.
Even people which is my age. I'm 65. Okay, and I love that people try to grow in a certain way, because otherwise will be medieval, okay, and which is not so good. I would love to have all the time a renaissance, not medieval. So what?
Very nicely said. Yeah. that's what's needed.
Renaissance means that young people has to convince themselves to stay together and to go against everything doesn't work for them. That's what I can say. Even against me. I mean, if I'm wrong to them, why not? I was like that when I was 20. So I hope that all the 20 years old people will be like that in the future.
Thank you.
This is the only way to grow for the world, not for me, not for you, not for them, but for the future.
Thank you for that insight. So let's talk for a bit. We said photography, painting, and then there's one thing that we have it right behind us. These absolutely amazing marble sculptures that you make all by yourself. And,
Yeah.
you do all the
No machine.
physical, so all the creative work, but also all the physical work, which is not easy, and you still do that. I mean, you're very young and very fit for your age, but still, it is.
Yeah, it's very, very.
Work on these sculptures. These are smaller sizes now.
Yeah,
you
yeah.
work on a lot bigger as well.
Yes.
So this is right now probably the one thing that you're most focused on. Is that correct?
I think so. Will be my future. Okay. I think they become like more you think that you're forced, they go away, and it's the time to let me know that it's not like that, and I will do that since I will have the force to do it, the power, force, mental force, and physical power. Of course, this is even now. Is not, as you know, is not a simple story, but I prefer because in bad or good, I can say that this is only me. That's it. And no tri-dimension, no machine which works for you, which is good, which is great for certain things, but not for me. So that's make difference, and I think that all of us, we should have a difference between us. That's the only way to understand that we are all the same.
Right.
If we are different in a certain way, you can understand that we are definitely in deepness we are almost all the same. That's my meaning. So I don't. If I can't do that anymore, I will stop. I will do something different, something else. There's no problem. If you have the curiosity and a good application, and a challenge with yourself, you can do something else.
But I think curiosity is an important word.
So for me, yes.
For you, you know,
For me, yes.
you
Since I was very young, 3-4 years old.
I can imagine, but even now, you know, when I met you 5 years ago,
Yeah,
you
yeah,
were
yeah.
like, you know, like a kid. You know,
Yeah, yeah,
you know,
yeah. I feel like 3 years
very
old. You
smart-
know that.
very smart kid and creative kid, but your curiosity reminded me a lot of a child that just wants to experience it.
This is the
That's
best,
the drive
best,
that you have.
the best thing that you could say to me.
Because I think once you lose that, you know, overall as an artist, but in general, it doesn't matter if you.
No, of course, you can do anything in your life.
In general, then things start to get difficult, you know.
Yes, it's true. That's give me a lot of power, I must say that. And I don't know, I was born like that. And I think I told you, I'm a lucky man. I had I did almost anything I wanted. I met very nice and great people in my life, and so I was very lucky. I must say that, because sometimes if you do the wrong, if you have the wrong meeting, can disturb you, or your life can go in another way. And I must say that I must say thank to all the other people that I met in my life, because if I'm like that today, I must say to them, because we are what the people gives you. Yeah, transmit to you, and you transmit to the other people. That's why when we met each other, we laugh a lot, we make jokes, and we are not serious. I mean, which doesn't mean that we're not serious in a professional way. We are not serious because we joke a lot.
But we don't take
too serious. I mean,
exactly.
as you know.
Somebody starts taking
Oh,
themselves
come on.
too seriously.
That's worse. That's ridiculous.
We shouldn't do that. No,
Yeah, no, come on. I will never do that. I swear.
Beautiful. No, it's amazing. What do you think about this whole thing that we're creating here? You know,
I think that you are one of the few persons which I know around the world. I must say that, because unfortunately some art expression became too commercial. Okay, so it doesn't more exist Leo Castelli, which it was the inventor of the gallery, that I knew him when I was very young, and just see this guy, and he said I must know minimum between 5 and 10 artists per day, so I can understand. That way I can understand where I go, what I can do for let them grow up. And this, I mean, we lose that. I must say that. I don't care if the galleries, they will kill me or not, but I must say that sometimes I think that most of the galleries, they become like a rent car, or people which sales car, used car. Yes, yeah, sometimes yes. No, but there are a lot of people very good, but this is the general meaning, which is not more interested about in a personal way of there is a kind of art which goes in that moment. Okay, they go straight on, and is that they said that's it. They don't let the young people, especially young people, to grow and to make a way to grow, the way to grow. And so you are a free person. I think that's my meaning about you, and your idea. Inspired and as you can do, of course, it's a great idea, because you're intellectually, honestly, will follow your attention about art, your personal attention. Okay, so I'm sure that you will find out a way to help all the artists that you will take care about, 20, 80, or whatever. And as not to be a big difference, and you are able to understand the difference between a nice or not thing, or commercial or not, and which is yeah, authentic. So this is great. So I'm sure that you'll is the first stone, the first stone for your future, and we need that. We need that. We need people as you. I mean, you do a lot of other activity in your life, but I think that we need more. We need people which is more pure. We have to go back and become child one more time, and probably there is somebody which can grow in another way and can say something different in the future. So I agree. I like your idea, and the way that you are trying to find your best way to do it. So I know you are an honest person. So, and this is great. Just for a beginner, this is great. This is the most important things.
Well, yeah, it's a process. You know, this whole thing started, as you know, 4 or 5 months ago. You know, in the head it started a lot.
Yeah, of course.
A lot longer ago, but now it became reality. And
yes, that's great.
So far, really, some wonderful artists like yourself that are on board, and it's also a very inspiring thing for me. And it you know, these conversations, they also give me more motivation. And
I'm happy about that.
Yeah, no, definitely, it's a very important thing, you know, and I hope this will go on for a very long time. And
I'm pretty sure. I don't know how long it will take. I don't know in which way we'll go, but I'm sure that you are an honest person. So it means that anything you will do in the future will be in a correct way. I don't know. Nobody knows where we will go in the future, but I'm sure that anything you are going to do will be an honest road for the people which will be with you. So, good luck to you.
Thank you.
For your idea and for everybody which is with you on this idea.
A lot of people that are working on this project, and everybody's doing an amazing job. And it's it only could have worked, and it's only working because of them and because of everybody that's part of it. You know, so might it be the people on working on the project, might it be the artists that get involved. You know, that's the beauty of it. You know, and now we try to find some other ways of distributing also this content, this information about the artists, about the art, and get more and more people interested in art that maybe didn't find their interest yet. You know, so that's what we want to do: create awareness about art and about the artists behind the art. Because I think, you know, as I told you, for me, it's always very important to get to know the artists, and that's also why we want a situation here where people that come to this place, they get the possibility of also interacting with the artists,
which is great.
You know,
which is great.
Yeah, so
This is one the best way to develop the interest about that. Alexander, good luck.
My friend,
Good luck.
Thank you very much.
Thank you to you, and all the best luck in the future.
Thank you. Same to you. Salute.
Salute.